The following video is not made for kids under 13. If you are not 13 years old, please exit out of the video now. And please, YouTube, do not sue me. What's up, guys? Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Was Trained by Ryu Hayabusa. This is part 10. In the last part, Izuku just got finished with wanted to get information from Ryu about why he was at the USJ and which he got it, and also preparing to fight in the sports festival. With that said, let's get into this. Right after them getting lunch, for the next couple of days, Izuku wanted to focus on his own training, and decided not to ask his master. The reason being he didn't want to bother Ryu with something so trivial, as he believes that he needs to learn on himself and train with his own abilities and his own strength. Throughout this time, he began trying to figure out new ninpo techniques, new abilities, and however, he realized something. He realized that during the entrance ceremony, he wasn't using arts of Izanami when he destroyed the robot. And the first time, it didn't work, but the second time he used something different and wondered what it was. So he decided to ask Ryu and asked him if he could train him into this, even though he didn't want to bother him with this. Ryu always told him that he's always willing to train Izuku. He's a student, no burden whatsoever, and just as much of a member of the Dragon Clan as anyone else. And that Izuku heads back to the Dragon Village and trains under Ryu once more. He begins telling him about this technique that he did during the entrance ceremony, that it wasn't arts of Izanami. As Ryu says, of course, it was known as the Torn Sky Blast. This ninpo technique, Art of the Radiant Wind, was originally made by the Tenjin clan, as Izuku is reminded that Big Sister Ayane and Master Hayato are part of that clan alongside Lady Kasumi, right? As Ryu says, yes, it's because of them I made my own variant of their ninpo art. So you must do the same as well, Izuku. As Izuku asks, wait, you're not going to teach me your own? As Ryu tells him, the Torn Sky Blast is your own technique. It defines who you are, not what others are. Everyone has their own variation of this technique. And as Izuku realized, wondering, okay then, I'll make my own variation, my own technique of this art. So teach me at least the basics of it, master. As Izuku bows his head once more, in the way of asking Ryu to teach him this, as Ryu is always willing to help him in his quest of becoming a hero. A couple days have gone by, and Izuku has learned at least some of the basics and the hand signs and how to draw out his ki and energy into this technique. But now he has to do his own style, as Ryu's Torn Sky Blast is creating a pure ball of energy, of his own life energy, and engulfing it into that of wind in a way. As for Izuku, he has to figure out his own way of the Torn Sky Blast, on how he sees it. As Izuku sees tries to use the Torn Sky Blast, his art, his ninpo, his own abilities, as he remembers using Art Izanami, and sees and envisions electricity all around him, flowing through the ball of energy, and soon fires it at a tree, and the tree is literally obliterated. As Izuku opens his eyes and says, "I did it! I really did it! Yes! Yes!" As Izuku jumps around almost like a child, as Ryu crosses his arms and nods, saying, "Of course." And that Izuku is thankful for Ryu teaching him the way of the Torn Blast, as Ryu always knew Izuku could always do this. After that, the two bow, and Izuku leaves, as Momoji soon sees Izuku off, as Izuku says, "I'll see you again, Big Sis Momoji. Please take care of Master Ryu." As she says, "I always do. Give it everything you got at Sports Festival. I believe in you." As she hugs Izuku, and Izuku hugs her back, and Izuku bows and leaves. As the week ends, it's time for the Sports Festival, as everyone in Class 1A is now in the waiting room trying to prepare themselves to go out there. Not only that, Izuku is actually meditating, as he's blocking out himself, trying to psych himself up, and also trying to channel his own ki and abilities, realizing that he needs to focus. Soon after, he notices a presence, something hostile, but he knows that it isn't Bakugo. As he opens his eyes and says, "What do you need, Todoroki?" As I'm trying to focus. As Todoroki says, "Midoriya, I can tell you're strong, really strong. However, I believe I am better than you. No, I know I'm better than you." As Izuku says, "In what category?" As Todoroki says, "Pick one." Okay, as Izuku asks him, "Okay, are you better than me in hand-to-hand combat?" As Todoroki says, "Maybe. You've never seen me fight up close and personal." As Izuku says, "That's right, I haven't, because your skills in hand-to-hand combat are non-existent. I won't lie, you have a powerful quirk, quite amazing, but I can tell you're holding yourself back. You're not. If you think you can beat me with only half your power, you're sorely mistaken." As Todoroki gets annoyed and saying, "What the hell do you know, Midoriya?" As everyone feels some huge tension in the air, as Kirishima says, "Calm down, you two, come on. We're all friends here. What's with all the hostility, Todoroki?" As Todoroki soon leaves and says, We're all not here to be friends. And now, and more than ever, we're all enemies. And Midoriya, I plan on defeating you easily in the sports festival." After that, Izuku says, "Your declaration of war is meaningless. I don't care about winning this or not. All I care about is showing the skills that I've learned. And I've come so far. I don't plan on going down so easily, though." After that, Bakugo gets really annoyed at Shoto declaring war against Izuku and not against him. After that interaction, they're soon called to the stadium, where Midnight soon asks Izuku to come to the stadium since he was the student representative and got the highest points in the entrance exam. As Izuku takes his time and thinks what he wants to say. As he says, I don't care about winning this. I don't care about showing off. And I don't care about making a name for myself. As all I care about is showing how strong I've gotten because of one person. And that one person is the reason I'm here. And I won't let him down, no matter what. That I promise. After that, Izuku leaves, as everyone is surprised hearing this, that Izuku isn't here for glory or fame, that he's only here is because he wants to honor Ryu, the one person that he sees as not just his teacher or his master, but also as like a second father as well. After that, President Mike and Aizawa soon explain the first round of the sports festival, and that being the obstacle course. As they explain that they'll have to deal with certain obstacles on the way back to the stadium. Whoever gets first is the winner. After that, everyone prepares to go through the state, prepares to get to the entrance, as Midnight tells them all to go. And soon after, President Mike asks, "So, what do you think that the students have to worry about the most?" And as always says, "The door." After saying that, almost everybody at the entrance is frozen over, as the entire platform was freezed over by Shoto, and as he gets past everyone easily. However, Izuku passes Shoto pretty well, because he used his ki to keep his feet from sticking. As Shoto surprised, saying, "How? There's no way a normal person would be able to." As Izuku says, trying to freeze my feet? Please, Todoroki. I've dealt with stuff like that when I was a child. After he's basically running on the ice easily, not even slipping once, and it's pretty easy, as everyone else from Class 1A makes it through the entrance as well, as Shoto's trying to make up for lost time, as Izuku runs into many of the robots during the entrance exam, as he decides to use his wind katana and cuts through the robot that was already in front of him easily, and sheaths his sword. And soon after, he soon dodges an attack from one of the zero-pointer robots, as he thinks, "Damn, well, I don't have to deal with this, and this thing is already slow as it is," and decides to just run for it anyway. Soon after, he looks back, and it shows that Todoroki has freezed over almost half of the 0-point robots, thinking that, as President Mike says, "This is the power of Shoto Todoroki, of half ice and half fire. What a powerful quirk that this young student has." And as Izuku sees this and says, "So, that's how much power he has on his right side. I hate to see how much power he has on his left." As Izuku begins thinking, maybe he might be stronger than me. After that, but decides, "No, I can't think that way," and runs through all the other obstacles pretty well. Soon after, he gets to the tightrope area and realizes that this is basically nothing. He runs on the tightrope pretty easily, getting ahead pretty easily once more, thinking that he's got this in the bag. Soon after, Shoto soon is catching up with him, alongside Bakugo as well, as he realized that, oh shit, as he now hears Bakugo screaming as loud as he can, screaming, "Deku! Get back here, you quirkless bastard! Now!" And as Izuku just ignores him and runs as fast as he can, as he stops for a bit, realizing, damn, mines. Why did it have to be mine? After that, Izuku began realizing that as both Shoto and Bakugo pass him, as Bakugo says, "What's the matter, Deku? Can't get over a simple obstacle, you little quirkless bastard?" As Izuku realized, okay then, I'm just going, you pissed me off quite enough, Kachan. After that, he decided to just help out not just himself, mess with Bakugo and Shoto, but also help out everyone else behind him. He creates his hand signs and says, Arts of Izanami, stores up the energy inside of his body, realizing that it could mess up his body in the inside, but just does it, storing up its energy, and soon conducts it through the ground. The reason being, he's either activating all the mimes that are all in the ground, or deactivating some of them as well. Only the ones that are a straight path in front of him, and activating the ones that are below both Bakugo and Shoto, causing them to get caught up in the huge explosion all around them, around both of them. As Shoto says, "What the hell? How the hell did this happen?" As Shoto began realizing, Midoriya, he has to be the one to do this. Soon after, Izuku runs past both of them without the mines setting off. As President Mike says, "Whoa, what was that? The mine shouldn't have gone off so easily since both of them weren't even touching the ground." After that, Aizawa says it's Midoriya's quirk. He calls it Nimpo, but it seems like it's an elemental quirk that allows him to draw on these elements instantly by using certain hand signs. I've seen the certain elements he can use being fire, ice, and wind. And even and his specialty is most likely electricity. So is lightning. So, if anything, he must have conducted electricity, deactivating the ones that are in front of him, and activating the ones that are below Bakugo and Todoroki. To be honest, Midoriya has to be one of the greatest, or possibly even the most dangerous student we have in UA history. After that, Izuku already made it back to the stadium and took first place easily. With that, Izuku was the winner of the obstacle of the first event in this UA Sports Festival. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me below what you guys think of it. Also, please like and comment and subscribe, which helps out my channel a lot. Anyway, with that said, this is Mooky signing out. Later.